Professor Jacques Madigan, who's working on a body there.
So we all know something's about to happen here, right?
We're going to walk past, and this particular thing...
Because this is Lynton Harris, who lives off our fear.
So you can look in there and see all the attention to detail.
Oh! It's really loud.
He doesn't like visitors.
You may know what to expect in Lynton Harris's dark maze full of lurking zombies. It doesn't help.
We have many different kinds of scares that we employ. I have a kind of an a la carte menu, if you will. We have the pop screen scare. Ladies and gentlemen! It's part of human nature to jump and surprise someone and get a reaction. To do it in performance consistently, over and over and over again to a new audience every 30 seconds or every minute or whatever is extremely discipline orientated.
For the past 30 years, Lynton Harris has created live scare events in theme parks and arenas around the world, like here at Dreamworld on the Gold Coast. Others may be going high-tech, but he still relies on humans scaring each other, and he's trained thousands of actors to do it.
You know, we teach the actors vocal delivery. My favourite one is this, which is this way. And because this, I can punch. So we have a thing called bullet scares, which is the delivery of the voice. Pumpkin! I've gone into the supermarket in my suit and scared someone just for fun, right? And just gone saying, "What's for lunch?" Right?
But scared people can also lash out, as Lynton and his actors found out during his first big break in New York with Madison Scare Garden.
We had a mutiny, the very first show we ever did in New York.
What happened?
Well, the actors all said, "I'm not doing this, I'm getting hit." So I have to choreograph the actors' movement in line with that audience so that the perfect storm is they connect without touching.
At his very own scare school, Lynton trains actors to get close but not hurt.
Scare school lasts about 40 hours and it's got about 20 hours of drills in it, what we call drills, which is how close can you get. I'm not worried if your skill level can only be, a yard away, but you need to know where you can go. So in other words, I can get like this close to you. Another person who's maybe a bit clumsy or not as skilled might only be able to go to here. That's fine. It's about you finding your space.
Thank you for getting the cameraman. Lynton and his actors also learned that you can't predict which audience members will be the biggest scaredy cats.
You would assume, when it comes to this, it's only going to be like young kids that get scared, but then you get crowds of, like middle-aged men that get scared, and it's so
hearing especially the strong buff men scream like little girls just makes your day, especially when they push their girlfriends in front. They're like, "Ah!" and they push them and they run, and I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, some of the best scares I think I've got are actually, the bigger guys who've actually dropped to the ground and or bashed into walls, taken their whole entire group down with them. So it's interesting to see who are the ones who get scared and who aren't.
Has there been any sobbing?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So much.
There's a lot of fun to be had with fear. That getting scared is one of the primal emotions of life. I always like to say scared is the new happy. Scared. Humour is the biggest emotion in scaring people, which is what no one really understands. I spoke to a psychologist about this when I was giving a speech in London. I said, I asked the audience, "What do you think scares people?" And they all said, horror, this, that. I said, "No, it's humour." I said, the first thing that happens when you get scared afterwards, you laugh at yourself or you laugh at your friend who got scared.
He's now tried out his theory in 30 cities on 4 continents.
The fascinating thing about watching people get scared and different nationalities is there is definitely some subtle differences that we've seen over the years. I've found the Germans were really hard to scare. The Indians are very inward. And the Japanese, they're very animated. And when there's certain races that are a little bit more, the English stiff upper lip, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you've created a clever environment and you've got some stuff that works pretty much universally.
But what does it mean for the fear business when the truly horrifying happens?
Straight after 9/11, we had to cancel what we were doing because, that was real scary, and I'm dealing with fake scary. Actually, it was probably about 3 years when we came back.
So what has Lynton Harris learnt about fear? That it can empower us, he says, even binding us together.
Even if you're a kid and you're crying, by the time you go home, you've slayed the dragon. So my job is very simple: create a memory. And nothing fills me with greater joy than seeing a family or a couple or someone come out of something you created from a napkin that added something to their experience of life. Create shit. Oh. That's great.
You got Lynton.
Excellent.
Hey.
I love getting got.